ENTPs the most conscious type?
I want to be the most conscious type.
Oh, that's what I read on the internet.
Yeah.
Have we been seeing in our data sets a spike or a cluster around consciousness with type?
No.
I remember that was something that we were looking for years ago, early on, going, yay, who's this, like higher intelligence?
We thought that
or
was
higher
gonna
consciousness, however you define that. It wasn't clustering around type.
Right.
But we are seeing it. We're seeing higher conscious people.
Yes, there's definitely some people that we're seeing that we're like, whoa, I don't know what's going on with you. There's like some people that are higher intelligence and then also like straight higher conscious.
Yeah. It's easy to see on a spectrum, like the most lowest conscious people you know are babies.
There you go. It's like they have one or two programs going on. They don't have enough actual feedback going on. If you look at scientists, most of them will say kind of what we've been discovering, what we've been seeing is it feels like it's almost about relativity. It's like, where are you in time and space? So if you're a little baby, you only have like two programs going, right? You're just like, eat, sleep, poop, okay? And you don't have enough actual relativity of like, where am I at in time and space? How big am I? How tall am I? There's not enough memories to really kind of gauge who you are on
You're just like
planet.
a little Roomba vacuum cleaner. You
There
just
you
can do a couple of things, kind of sense your environment, but not really.
Right. What ends up happening is the older you get, you're now starting to take in more feedback. So just sort of think of it as like a ball in the middle of space where there's lots of different programs that are hitting off of different things that are relative. If you're a human, you're in the middle of outer space, you don't know how tall you are. You don't know that you're human because there's nothing relative. It's just darkness. And say you add like another human in. So now you're like, okay, me relative to that one other human, I can see he may or may not be taller than me, whatever, but maybe that doesn't necessarily mean that we are tall in general because I don't have enough relativity.
Right.
So the more things that you add for points of reference, the more consciousness you have.
Triangulation.
So, exactly. And then the older you get, you now have history, you now have past information.
Just more points of triangulation, more programs that can see each other and start reflecting on each other.
Exactly. So yeah, I would say that the archetype of NE would be like, that's what consciousness is.
Yeah, but you'll get plenty of lead NEs that just stay in their mom's house. They don't go out. They don't explore. They're scared of the world. They don't take in. And so there's just a few programs that are just reverberating back on each other, and they're not getting a lot of consciousness. Like, we'll see the higher consciousness are in people that seem to be more weathered, more experienced, older. They have a lot of different perspectives to draw from.
That's so true. It's like there's sometimes when we're typing like celebrities or whatever, and they'll have this like moment of looking backwards. A lot of times it's looking backwards, where it's like, I've been doing this behavior all these years, and I just now stopped, looked backwards, and went, it's not getting me where I want to go.
You can see yourself.
Yeah.
Where like a 5-year-old isn't having a whole lot of reflective moments upon themselves.
There's not enough points of reference.
Consciousness definitely seems to be a thing on the board that you can and should be increasing.
Yes.
Like your type you're kind of stuck with, you can work with it and kind of grow it and develop it, right? Just kind of like whatever body you're born with, you can work with it, but like you're stuck with your body.
Right.
Intelligence even seems to be, obviously you can increase that to some degree, it's kind of, but like consciousess seems to be the one that you can really put a lot of work effort into and get a return.
So it would be like literally the more that you can work with other people, look at your own known information, look into the past.
Experience. And again, we're just kind of new, paying attention to consciousness. I'm sure there's a lot of ENTPs out there that know a lot more than we do. And then, managing these things and getting them all to work together.
Which program is allowed to take over right now in the moment? Because if you have all the programs trying to fight for which one is the, leader right now, you now have conflict, but you can't just always have one program. It's kind of how we talk about like savior functions. If you always just have your savior function program on at all times, you now have other programs that aren't getting worked out as much.
Right. And Carl Jung talked about that. Then all of a sudden the other program, the demon, will turn on and take over. And you're like, what person is that?
Right.
They just showed up once a week, wrecked my life, and then they disappeared. And it's like, that's a whole other set of programs that wants its fill.
Right. So true.
And then, I can't see them. They're gone.
Right. So staring into the darkness is exactly what he was talking about, is looking at the demons and going, hold on, you need to work yourself out. You need to work out the demons there.
Japanese hair guy, whatever the hell his name is. He's got some good simplified insights on this. And one of the illustrations that he uses is like a thermostat, or simple things like a vacuum cleaner or whatever. And the Roombas, those have been funny because the little ground goblin vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
So you're just like having sensing and an action, but then like they can't see themselves. Like there's funny stories of like people that'll have them and then they'll like roll over dog shit.
I know.
Have you heard about this?
Yes.
And then they'll like roll around.
It's just like go, and it doesn't tell it like don't.
Yeah, there's not a program to see itself doing that. So it's like, you said clean the carpet.
You said go until it hits something.
Yeah. So.
No.
My room would poop all over. Happy New Year, Mom and Dad. Stop laughing. The video has already ended.
It's so gross. What program is this?